can get you through this when it hurts and it's bad, yeah. Don't ever feel like you're all alone when it's bad. I can get you through this when it hurts and it's bad, yeah. Don't ever feel like you're all alone when it's bad. I can get you through this when it hurts and it's bad, yeah. Don't ever feel like you're all alone when it's bad. I can get you through this when it hurts and it's bad, yeah. Don't ever feel like you're all alone when it's bad. I can get you through this, I can get you through this, yeah. Don't ever feel like you're all alone when it's bad. I can get you through this when it hurts and it's bad, yeah. Don't ever feel like you're all alone when it's bad.
Switch that V6 for the EV, ride around my city. You should come ride with me, yeah. Feel me if you hear me sip water like a fish, sip box water to the gillies, yeah. This a new wave, this a takeover. Do it for the future, time to get a world a makeover. Time never stops, no the timing is not. Time to clean up the block. Streets been a mess, how can I breathe? Smoke in the air, pure gasoline. I see the news, see what you read. Change gotta come, put that on me and watch me educate. Yeah, we been could've started, but it's never late. Do it for my kids, yeah, let's set it straight. Do it for your kids, gotta set it straight. It's time to regulate, we need change now. We need solar, we need EV in the game now. Make it changes so the earth we know can stay around. Make it changes cause we had no time for playing around. Let's quit the playing around. First rule to me, let's keep it clean. Watch how we build, clean air we need. Start from the flow, sweep up the scene. We going green, work as a team. First rule to me, let's keep it clean. Watch how we build, clean air we need. Start from the flow, sweep up the scene. We going green, we going green. New car goes zoom, but it's quiet. You can hear me come and think I'm lying. If I said I'm perfect, I'd be lying. I can say I'm perfect, but I'm trying. I'ma give my all till I'm dying. I'm the new Captain Planet, here to make changes, not damage. World on my shoulders while I'm standing. I'm the new Captain Planet, here to make changes, not damage. World on my shoulders while I'm standing. First rule to me, let's keep it clean. Watch how we build, clean air we need. Start from the flow, sweep up the scene. We going green, work as a team. First rule to me, let's keep it clean. Watch how we build, clean air we need. Start from the flow, sweep up the scene. We going green, we going green.
like cold smashed ice, vagabonds and marriages, that's going wrong.
I believe it's time to get started.
Glory, death, and coffee shops, TV categories called reality, polluted nature by corrupt ministries. We're all passengers.
If you just stumble across the channel, I don't care what.
Oh, we don't want to go there.
I can get you through this when it hurts and it's bad, yeah.
Another boomer moment. Trying to find the buttons to hit to get this thing started. Hey, how's everybody doing tonight? Striker, my man, what's up? What's good? So taking a look at the altcoins on the daily here. Now the things are feeling kind of down, a little droopy, a little blue. Hours got a little bit of a pump there, but it seems like all eyes mostly on Bitcoin. Before we jump into Bitcoin, I want to just take a look at the boring indexes here on the 4 hour. Still see that interesting thing going on. Bitcoin dominance still hanging around 51% right now. So more than half of the money in crypto is in Bitcoin, or put toward that way. That's where the interest lies. See, another continuation of the sell-off in our altcoins over here as Total 3 just continues to drop down. That's a bit of an ouchie. Not a good stop right there. Does appear that we might be potentially double bottoming here at this price. Maybe going to turn around there. We'll have to take a closer look at that. Basically, we are now in a channel. And looks like a partial decline here. Could start seeing a little bit of a turnaround. I'll have to take a closer look just to make sure. But a lot of the money's been selling out altcoins going into US stable coins. Got Tether dominance down here in the lower right-hand corner. Yet our dollar overall is still on kind of a weakening trend. This should be good for Bitcoin. Yet we're not just seeing that happen for Bitcoin. We're seeing Bitcoin kind of drop. So a few days ago, all these cries for 30,000, there were several. There were some other people that saw other things. That move didn't really make sense to me with what I was seeing on the larger time frame, so I've been advocating that, yeah, we're going to come down, and we're at an area we could find support at. Very important to notice this area at 27,151, where it was a top candle here, a bottom candle here. That's a support resistance flip. We're retesting that, wicked a little bit below it, so we got a little bit of wiggle room, but not the greatest sign. So it went a little bit deeper right into this trend line. Didn't really break below it, but got my eye on that for a possibility, because I have been for a long time. We're on this weekly chart, eyeballing this 50 moving average, because it made no sense to me why we would just bypass it. After we lost the 200 and the 21, we did retest that 21 moving average, about 28,000. So now, after doing that, our next place to go actually is right here at the 9 moving average. It's going at 26,804. Let me go ahead and mark that out. Actually, I've got that dotted line, which is right at it. We'll just use that one, not complicate things, but remember that I think we lined it with it before. We can just move it down and make it just a little bit more accurate, a little bit more perfect there. And if remember, we had this line here we broke out of. It's not as prominent on the weekly. Probably see a little bit better on like the 3-day or possibly the daily. Let's blur that baby out. That means enlarge, YouTube. That means enlarge. So we've got a couple of trend lines that we broke out of. Now, one was a local trend line here that we were following for this big kind of dip we have. But the major one that we had to break out of was through these top wicks all through here. Now, when we look at that, what do we have? Well, we got kind of a falling wedge type structure, of more of a shallow one. Well, these particular patterns do have a high likelihood to retest the breakout area. This breakout area here on the daily chart, we've got a couple of options. We can look at the price where price actually broke out. And so we're looking about 26.8, which is ironically right where the moving average, the 21 came in on the larger time frame. Remember, we got it marked. So that's highly likely to happen, quite normal for that to happen. The other option is that, well, it could be a deeper correction and actually come back and retest that trend line. Now that I'm not crazy about, and that will get everybody freak out. They will all freak out over that. It is a likely scenario because there is a measured move from this rising channel that we're in. Now, don't get all crazy because it could just come halfway, and that halfway mark actually corresponds right here with 26,101, which will be the bottom of the trend line. That would be a horrible correction, but it could happen. We could be seeing that. That's more the more dire possibilities I'm looking for. We do have levels of support, two very strong levels of support to break down before we get there. Not ruling it out. You just got to be aware of the possibilities so you can plan accordingly. Not get caught up like the Moonboys did, looking for 30 and 31,000. Going long at the top. Trying to teach us all how to leverage trade. Get that 3%. We come down to the smaller time frames, we can see it a little bit better. See this channel that we're in. Top was not spilled out as much. I created this on a different time frame. But respecting this level very well so far. Now I'm on the hike and ashy candles. So I'm going to flip over to regular candles because that gives us a more accurate line of where actual price is. Hike and ashes are easier to read and easier to do pattern trading with, in my personal opinion. I've definitely made an improvement in my ability, so I always go back to them. So we're at the perfect candle right now to determine what the next actions are for Bitcoin. We've broken past the 100. We're retesting this trend line, so we got an option. We should start seeing this on the lower time frames as we kind of sneak down and take a look at those in a minute, but we could be looking at a reversal here, which is good. Because from here, we start working our way back to the upper side of the pattern. Don't think it'll be quite that easy. It'll probably be a more bumpy ride because this big Ichimoku cloud will kind of have to thicken out and kind of suck us into it, and that might be a little ways away. So we might be looking something like what we saw over here happen over here. A lot of boring sideways. Remember, we're not too far away from another weekend. If you can't see a pattern here that's going on, they just want to bore us and scare us out of this market. If you want my personal opinion, they ain't gonna get my Bitcoin. Ah, sir. You might get my fiat. You won't get my Bitcoin though, baby. So a real possibility to break down and test this orange trend line I got here. That's our local one with the other tops that we've had. That's likely too. This is also a falling channel, falling wedge type pattern. So we got those two possibilities to look for. Is it the end of the world? No, you trade it right. You're doing good. If you've been shorting through this, I mean, you've been coming up a little bit. It's been a little bit of a bouncy move. This would be a shaky move up and down. Market makers don't want to give up nothing. They want to take everything that they can from everybody, and they're good at it. Currently, I'm trying to look at, I'm over here on Bitmart. And my trade is finally up. I told you I've been building the short. Well, it didn't look like it wanted to short. And let's see. I've added and things to the trade. Let's see. It's got my entry price at 27,882, which is averaging somewhere in all this choppity chop chop. Was I extra confident this would play out? No, I felt those emotions, especially when we started getting those pumps up. And I'm like, dude, you sure you want to short? Man, you sure? And so I started, that self-doubt you get. But I'm like, dude, they've been ranging us out. The market makers have been at play. We're not going to the moon, and the bigger time frames tell us that. And we've been watching that on the channel. Now, do I think we're headed to 20,000? I don't see signs of that yet. I think we're right now, I just see evidence of a correction. A normal, healthy correction. Especially if it stays within this channel. As a bearish channel, it should break to the downside. That situation is, if we do break down to the downside, come down to the other scenario we're talking about, which could possibly be, I have to draw another one of these little guys. Possibly be down around 26,117 at this bottom area. No guarantees that we'll make it there. Right now, I'm not worried about it. But we should know. We mentioned earlier we should look at the lower time frames, right? See what's actually going on if we're going to actually curve here. Here's some interesting signs to look at. We got a 21 moving average hump backing over this 50. It does not cross bearishly. They're both heading in the same direction, which is not the best direction, but they're not crossing. Not crossing. Not crossing. They're not doing it. No crossing yet. Now, on the smaller time frames, that could happen pretty quickly. On the 4 hour, though, it's got enough time to actually recover that ground. And imagine this, if price does come back up to the 21, which it should, especially if we get a bounce here, that's the next place for it to go. 27,700 right there in that area. And if it can continue, we should be heading back up to the top of the pattern. It may get 28.6 again. May double top, who knows? We have to play this as we go. We cannot predict what price is going to do. We just have to watch it and monitor it and know the signs to look for. Now, I declare this lower time frame here. Ooh. She looking nasty. She looks like she want to do things I can't even talk about in public. What are you doing? Ichimoku Cloud says, yeah, baby, let's just roll. Oh, yeah. She wants to go down. Lower. So it appears we're still finding support here. So very interesting. It is worth watching this, but notice how far we are from the 21 or the 9 moving average here. And that's at 27,300. We're just struggling about 27,109. I would really like to get above 27,150 to feel a little bit better about all this. But why stop here? Let's go down to the 3 minute. What are you doing? Well, you're doing the high heel shoe pattern, like you're going to try to get up and do something. Possibility. These old stiletto heel patterns right here are really falling wedges, falling channels, which can give you that little boost back up to the upside, retest this 200 moving average. More likely testing that 50 first. That's where we got to get above the 50. May not right now. Ichimoku Cloud's getting up there a little bit. Things are looking like it wants to try to do that on the 3 minute, signaling that the 15 minute might actually catch here. We might actually get a reversal here. So am I panicking yet? No, I'm in a short, baby. I'm also have some longs. I do. Am I feeding that baby right now? Because she probably needs to be fed. She's probably getting hungry. That's my Mexi tray over here. I don't want you to sneak up on me, Mexi. I know how you do. I know how you do. How we doing there, baby? Yeah, so got to put a little order in there just to cover my bases in case she wants to do something else. Control that risk, baby. Control that risk. Lowers my point of entry, and then I can get my profit quicker on that. So let's go over and say hello to everyone. Welcome to the stream, man. I don't even think I welcomed anybody. I did a late night charts with, what's the name of the show? Welcome to late night crypto charts with Road Dog. Striga says ETH is taking a nice. He's manic. Then he's depressive. But he's manic. How's it going, Striga? Did you put up all those media? Man, I've been feeling mean the last few days. Just, I don't know. It's like Mars energy or something going on. I just feel like, yeah. I've been feeling kind of angry. Not bad, just things kind of, I don't know. Been watching all those little First Amendment auditor videos lately. One of those channels really sucked me in because it's really good. It's wild when you watch how some of that stuff unfolds. I think that got me a little jaded. Just got in. Good evening, guys. Hey, Marco. Marco says, damn, I need to rewatch the stream. Nah, you're doing good. We just covered Bitcoin. And we'll probably cover that idea too. Marco says, is Cass coming down for some more? I hope so. Let's take a look at Cass, but it's got some people freaked out. I've been waiting for it to come down for a long, long time. Because if it was going to go parabolic, I think it would have already done that by now. We kind of lost that momentum. But she's a strong one. The truth is that we went over earlier, you know, this is your total through market cap. I mean, the money's coming out of altcoins, pouring out. Now, I don't know if it's world conditions, market conditions, people just getting scared, or people, I don't know, just seeing the signs of Bitcoin dominance is trying to go up, but now what she did just now turn around on us, right here on the 4 hour. She's breaking trend right there. Well, that's interesting. I have no other line to go on but this one down here. Meaning that we're in a channel and flirting to breaking back into it and coming down. You drop down to 50. Might give us a little bitty boost there in altcoins. And altcoins look like they were maybe trying to turn around here, so. Caspa? Well, so far she's retesting this trend line. Now she broke below it once here, and so again, we can cheat a little bit and bring our line down even with this and hope it matches up, but you know, it technically punched a hole in that line. I mean, and it was easier for it to punch a hole this time. Will it fall through? All our time frames our indicators are kind of bottom now, really. It looks like it's really got a good chance to maybe catch here. This was the buy zone that I had down here, and it's a great place to put a long in. If, let me say that preemptively, we want to check out the other time frames, but it could be a possible good long setup. I mean, I like this because it lets you put, especially if you're trading this on leverage or something, perps. Some people like to trade this on perps. You can get extremely tight stop loss because, you know, if that stop loss gets hit, yeah, she's coming on down anyway. And then maybe you can flip short. But I like it. I like buying the bottom of the trend lines. It just lets you have more control of your risk on this. Whereas if you were buying somewhere in the middle, man, you got, you know, 11%, you know, add leverage, that can grow real quick. And I mean, drawing a little trend line, she technically could break under, but if she breaks below this line here, I mean, it's probably not pretty. Invalidated idea, so I like that. Possibility of putting a tight stop. So, you know, our indicators are down. I'm on a bigger time frame here. I'm on the 8 hour. Let's come down to the 4 hour. And they're bottom out here trying to do a little something. I don't see bullish divergence. Now, if I saw some of that, I would feel confident about a move to the upside. Not quite seeing that. So I'm not going to put this trade out just yet. Signs here on the, where are we at? 24 minute. And she looks like she wants to keep coming down, but she's finding support here on that trend line so far. Trying to do something. And honestly, I'm not seeing a good sign that this will stick just yet. Even on the 3-minute, we're very bearish with the way these moving averages are lining up. Saying that she's going to try to make it to watch her do it right now. Push to the downside and try to break through there one more time. May have to revisit those and reassess here in just a little bit. I would really like to see some divergence there. Some here that gave us this pump up from here to here, but okay, so that's considered played out, and there's not any on this move. But and on the good side, there's also no bearish divergence on this move, so it's really in a neutral, more like a neutral position. It's got a lot of reclaiming to do as far as these moving averages go to get them to turn around and start going in the right direction. Because they just twisted and flipped right over here, but they have flipped before rather quickly in the short period of window. I remember being bewildered. What are you doing, Casper? Go down. And here she is finally to the downside. So we have to keep an eye on that one, but whether this holds, it's trying. It is trying. If I had to guesstimate, well, the 50 crossing the 100 and the 21 crossing the 200 moving average here on the 4 hour kind of made me think she's going to break through and probably retest this trend line, which even if this is a bull trap and we break back in this pattern, I'm going to be kind of wondering about it. And it may not be. It may just come down and she may do something like this. So a little too early to tell affirmatively what she was going to do, because we just got to see that trend start turning around. The first place you're going to see it turn around on is on the smaller time frames though. And even down on the 1 minute, she wants to try, but it just ain't happening just yet. I think it's going to take her a few more hours to decide if she's going to stay up here or sink down to the bottom. But still, great opportunity to... It is a great opportunity to take along with a very tight stop loss. So, Bitcoin, it's got everybody kind of wondering, and you can't blame them with the market conditions, but see what the news is saying here for us. I'm not getting anything. But overall, we've talked about this falling, or this rising wedge getting rejected in these areas, good places to short it, and some people took advantage of that. I didn't actually. I played it minorly, but I haven't actually done a big. I'm mostly focusing on Bitcoin when it comes to any kind of leverage trading. And as far as spot goes, I want a bag of this, so I'm not trying to short it. I'm not trying to sell it. I'm trying to accumulate this little guy, and I'm kind of still got my eye down on 2 cents, and I know the Casper fans don't want to hear about that, but I mean, the pattern just kind of says, baby, if I'm going somewhere, I'm probably going there. Or lower. Y'all didn't want to hear that either, right? Down to a penny. May not actually make it down that far. Remember, we do actually have some other trend lines to contend with that are strong shows of support. So we're in a rising channel, and when you break that down, you've actually got more like a rising wedge, and there's actually a channel. Price goes in a channel. Sometimes it just kind of deviates. And you can see another pattern form within those channels. And that suggests down to these areas, yeah, 2.5 cents. I see that as being very reasonable. I see a possibility also, I think I've talked about this before, of we may start seeing it on this and some other coins as it retests this trend line, you know. It may come down here further to confirm a neckline, retest this area. What is that, 3.3 cents? We could see a head and shoulders formation form out over the next few weeks. Could happen. Also could not happen. Could see something totally different. But that's a real possibility to look at when we got a reversal coming as a reversal pattern. But that's kind of common with rising, well, with channels and wedges. Hello is still bullish, been pumping when everything else was suffering. I like Hello. She's looking good, but she spiked out there. So I think we may be looking at a possible double top. Let's take a closer look here. No, not really. I'm looking for a bearish divergence. I'm not seeing candle close. Candle close are going down, also going down on RSI, so we're cool there. Basically, I just see us in we're just in a lower channel working that. Got blue out of this red cloud. A little sliver of green over there just waiting for us to start riding on top of it, in my personal opinion. But there'll be a pullback. So that was cool. I think we even talked about the possibility of doing that. It spiked way up in there. Now, if it closed a candle in there, oh, that would have been the bullish sign to be looking for good move. So most likely what you'll see is a retracement around to the 618, something like that. It'll go sideways a little bit and then start working its way slowly up. Or it has that strong potential to do that. It does need to take a little bit of a break. We're on the 3-day there looking at it. There's that big old spike. You know what? 4-hour Ichimoku cloud still looks like it wants to go. And there is definitely some bearish divergence forming here, which is probably played out quite a bit with that wick. She does look like she may want to come down and retest this 50 again, but I would think that would have been sufficient. You tested it here, now you just need to bounce off the 21. That's what you should do. But MACD says maybe not. Oh, but she's not fully crossed yet. She's working on it. Let's jump down to the 1 hour, see if the 1 hour has to chime in about it. You are no freaking it. You're just as indecisive. You are just as indecisive. All right, 5.8 cents possible. It did when they broke this trend line, came back up and retested it. While it was doing that, we established another trend line. Very possible to come back to 5.8 in that area. You see it overall is basically healthy though. Like I said, the Ichimoku cloud is looking very interesting here. There is bearish divergence, so she's getting top heavy, or else we wouldn't have this spike. And if I'm not mistaken, there's probably an ABC correction on good old Elliott wave. I think we talked about the possibility of a higher fifth wave on this, but what happened? That may have reached it. That is a pretty good topping signal for right now for just a healthy retracement. And let's make sure we got some good measurements here. Maybe you have to do some adjustments. 618 seems like it's moved just a hair there. That's actually the area I would look for, and that would actually, confirm this area as being support now instead of being resistance. So, I mean, it's normal to have a good little pullback, but I think she still possibly has some She probably still has some upside in her. Don't get overly bullish here. There's some slight divergence here. Is that? It's a weak form of bearish divergence. It's called exaggerated divergence. I'm on here on the 5-day chart of all places. Well, it's where this goes straight, but actually she's tilting up just a little bit. Oh, there's some slight actual bearish divergence and coming down. But actually, it's really too early to actually call that because this candle is not closed. So we're just going by where we are now, basically. So if we apply it to the 3-day, I'm not seeing any strong move to the downside. Actually, the Ichimoku cloud is saying, you know, we might come back to 5 cents, a little over 5 cents. Possible to come back here to the 21 moving average and the top of this cloud. But there could be more upside for this. So probably a sideways consolidation is the best I can see, and I would not feel bad actually moving that down to this area. I think that'd be a little bit more accurate. 5.3 to 5.8 cents as a good place to maybe, you know, you want to see what indicators are doing, how things are looking at that time when price reaches back down here. But it may be a good place to add to a position. Trigger says he might get some more SHIB. What are you doing, Shib? You down at these juicy levels? Well, I mean, it's got a good reputation for coming up pretty good from there. I remember... Was it then? It might have been. I guess it... No. No, I don't think I was... I got it at a good juicy price. I thought it was like... in the 5s, but I don't think it was this time frame. Let's see, this was June. Was it June? No, this was. I've seen the come up. I've got into it at a very good price and wrote it up to, what was it? I thought it was on 17. I think it was this move. I think I got this move. Okay, I'm pretty sure it was. And I've still got some SHIB from here, but I took this move and took some profit, and that, I mean, I enjoyed it. SHIB, go figure. There's just so many of them out there. I know they got a token burn and everything, but it does have traction. So in a descending wedge, which already spiked down one time, possible for it to turn into more of a falling wedge. And she is below the 618 of this current move, so she's getting just a little bit bearish. And where am I at on the 3-day chart here? 886 retracement down to 57.58. I like that number actually. I think those are some juicy prices, but that doesn't mean that it's the greatest time to buy it. But I think this is a good nibble spot. Right in there where it wicked, and it may possibly be getting candlesticked. It likes to do that. You got wicked, mostly candlestick. So there might be some more juicier prices, and then nothing else, sadly to say. We do have the bottom of this trend line and our negative 2.72, which brings it down to 3201 Satoshis, but that is in the worst case scenario. We'll mark that though. Need to see get a little bit bullish for me, baby. What does the 4 hour say? Nothing all that bullish. We got money leaving our altcoins. We got Theta at some juicy prices here at 58 cents. I think 57.58 cents is pretty good. Unfortunately, there is a chance for it to go lower. Oh, and that matches up perfectly with my 2.7 area. That's a freaky weird coincidence. There might be something to that. Theta, you come down to 39 cents again? That will force me to buy you and add you to my bag. She is showing some signs of accumulation here and some slight rounding and finding, you know, it's been strong support here at 58 cents. It's just that my indicators are saying she can still go down lower. It may just be getting started. So we may actually see 39 cents out. Oh gosh, I hate to sound so bearish. First, there would be this target down here about 51 cents where we'll follow this trend line. So I'm sure a lot of people are very nervous about their bag, especially if they didn't take profit earlier. Remember we were talking about the possibility of price going up in altcoins, take profit for when the prices come down lower. We're not completely following my advice trying. Our prices did not get up all that high to take a whole lot of cash profits. But I did what I could to get ready for it. As best I could. Dang old market makers. Dang old faulty planning, that's all it is. But we did see the signs of it. We saw the warning signs. Or iChain being kind of interesting, you know, it's actually being kind of strong for right now because we saw it down to like $1.50 and everything. Oh, got them yawns. And here on the daily chart, I mean, we got to break out of this wedge pattern, right? But it did have some volume here during the initial breakout, but I mean, she's gradually going up. Let's get rid of some of these smaller lines here. How many trend lines do you have, road dog? How many trend lines do you need? So it seems to be respecting this trend line as long as it does. If you were trading this, not really a reason to get out until that line actually breaks there. And if you come down on the 4 hour, which is a great place for your swing trades to keep track of, she's still looking pretty bullish. Looks like she's retesting this area to flip it as support. So we want to see 235 area hold. And she's down below it just a little bit on some of the smaller time frames. You going to lose it? She may have lost it. She may have lost it. Bearish divergence there. There's also some bullish divergence forming down here. So far, I'm thinking she may just be doing all right. Larger time frames do still look good, surprisingly. Now that may change when she reaches 256, or if we're lucky enough to get up to the 618 area up here at $3.03. But hey, she's showing some strength right now, and that's a good sign with everything else not. So top 100 right here on Crypto Bubbles, you can see most everything is in the red for the daily. Most everything's in the red for the week. Monthly looks a little bit better. This is supposed to be October. What happened? We got a solar eclipse coming, baby. Get ready for it. This is my initial watch list of the ones that are up for the year. Most of them still are, except for Casper. Casper is now down 15%. Not a good performer. You've been slacking off, Casper. You need to pull it up, but Naka, Casper, Injected Protocol, Pendle, Render, Yeah, especially got my eyes on those. I do have bags of those. And those are the ones I've chosen from this list to get into, and keep my eyes open for some other ones. VAI might be one interesting to check out. Render, in my opinion, as you know, it pretty much had its run back then, and now we got to consolidate, so it'll be sideways, and you know, for a little while. Altura, isn't that a gaming thing? That one's interesting. It looks like she doubled top there. Marco says, I dumped on my tenant. I just waiting for Joystream to get down to good levels. You got out of tenant? I never got into it. I still find that an interesting project. You know, I had this bright idea that I could kill my videos and my live streams with one shot, and I could actually present one on here and then cut it and put it out as a video. But when I get to live stream and I get lost in these charts, man, I don't think I can't do that. Sounds like it would be an easy thing to do. I just say that because Tenant is one of the ones I thought about doing a video on, because it looked interesting for a longer term home. But also, so does Joystream, so I think that's a good idea. Joystream is falling, but go figure, that other Joycoin it's been pumping, right? Joystream has come back into the channel. That's not so great. Was there a sign that it could have done that? Yeah, I'll be looking at this wick, how we broke out and then it wicked back in here. You know, it's like poking a hole in the paper bag or something with a plastic bag. Now it's got a leak. However you want to, whatever analogy you want to use. It made it easier to break through that line. Looked like it was going to hold over here, but since we did break through that line, there's a high probability we'll come to the bottom of this channel one more time, about 2.5 cents, and that sounds pretty juicy for Joystream, actually. Still, if we can actually keep support at this area that we're at, it is a key level, because we had a high here, and we have the opportunity to flip this into support. If it were to do that, that'd be a bullish sign, and gosh, I hate to curse it. I don't want to curse it. Please don't curse this project. You've already broke the line anyway. So parabola broken, down and sideways for Joystream for a while. So we can wait for some juicier prices. If you're trying to build a bag of this, there is a good possibility that if you just give this one a little more time, the hype will die down and you will get this at a much, much, much better price. And we're talking about these areas about 2 cents. And if you've already bought Joystream, what is it running right now? 3.9. Yeah, if you hold it, you're going to see your bag decrease. You are just getting you ready for it, But you got some opportunities to get this thing at some better prices. And I do believe it's got a lot of potential. So definitely worth setting alerts in some of these areas. I mean, technically you can come down to this 786 area. Technically you come down to 886 area. So it's probably a good one to take a DCA strategy on, honestly, right at this point. Because when these parabolic runs are lost, down and sideways, and you can try to predict where they'll land, and you know, you might get it. It might do something like this. It might do something like this. It might do something like this, where you just have to track it and see. We got all those possibilities. But it's not uncommon for a parabolic move when we break out of a pattern, come back into it, retest the bottom. Sometimes they want to drive us to the downside, but it may not be as far down as we think. It may, you know, it needs to be monitored. So I think DCA and dry powder in this one's probably the wisest choice. Try to catch it when it really comes down. Now, are you planning on doing something bullish short term? Like maybe a retest of a trend line, something crazy like that. Not really seeing it here on the 1 hour. I'm gonna make you all yawn. Trigger says almost as good as Soul at one time. How is Solana holding up? I think it was at what, $21? Crypto Bubbles had it 22. Should dip it into my juicy buy zone here. She made it dip down lower. Hard to get a good trend line on that. We need to come back here. Oh gosh, that's going to lower it. So she could come back and test 20. Oh, good lord. And that makes some good sense. We lost the 50 moving average, so that's right with the, I'm on this, what am I on? 6 hour? We got our 200 or 100 coming right in here at these areas also. So a little bit of divergence forming on the wave table, maybe a little bit maybe on the RSI, but it's not finished forming yet in my personal opinion. We're in the middle of this green cloud. She wants us to come down a little bit more, and if I had to guesstimate, that 200 moving average would probably be right on target because it's right in this key area support resistance flip. Then I'm pretty sure we're probably going to come down and try to test that. And it's about $20.27. Yeah, 10% drops. It's pretty healthy. Yeah, yawn. So just like we saw with some other ones, you got to break out of a following channel, following wedge. They do have a good chance to come back and retest where breakout point, which was here, 1920. Doesn't have to come down that low. You can look at your previous high, especially the support and resistance area. That's why I got that one marked. Very likely we may catch our support there at the 200. But we got the 100 crossing the 200 here on the 6 hour, so that's bullish. We just got a little correction in my personal opinion. I think Sol's still working its way up to our measured move, about $29. It's just a little pullback. Can't party forever, man. You gotta take a break. You gotta refuel. On the plus side, this is a megaphone pattern, which is one of the bullish ones. We like that. It's got a lot of play in here. Still coincides with $20, so I like it. Marco says the market makers flipped it on us and gave us October. Market makers love that. Actually, last October wasn't all that great either. We're all looking for it, and I've got several thumbnails clearing it. Beartober, and you know, there were some surprises last time too. Overall, it's generally good, but it's not up only. Plus, we do have that solar eclipse coming on Friday the 13th. So that'll be interesting. Now, this is a new concept for me, but the way I understand it is that we've flipped into a solar cycle. And now it will be the sun that affects us most. And since this is an eclipse coming up, it should have an actual negative effect on us. I don't know what. That's October, and the moon will be in Scorpio. No. It's October the 13th, right? So the moon's in Libra, so that'll be kind of chill. I'm just reading in between the lines right now. Mixing conventional astrological aspects with what I'm learning with GAN theory. But good old Solana. Oh, my little baby DCR, she dropped down again to some juicy prices, 12.43. Yum, yum. I gotta get at least one to add to my bag, just because. To me, these are some juicy, yum, yum prices for this. There is bullish divergence right there on the 2 hour. Right there. So she may. Are you at a new low? No, not a new low. So she may be coming down just a little bit more. 2 hour looks like, I mean, she's kind of far from the 9 there. Getting a little, and even on all these other times, I think she's in a good area to look at turning around here. Oh, is this the first signs we get to see off this trend line? Amazing how these trend lines work, isn't it? When you start zooming in, then you say, wow, that's right on the line. They do. If you project one, it will be fairly accurate. Now, I don't know if I have already had this line there or not. Assuming that I did. If not, if I just drew it and forgot about it, well, I'll probably have Alzheimer's, but still, the next one will hit right on it. Now, there's a way to look at this here. And that is going to be an area to contend with right there. 1261. So are you going a little bit... Are you going to do some bounces in here on me? Maybe. Stochastics are kind of high, meaning that she's probably got a little bit more of a little bit of a drop to go here. Good prices for it. Good prices on a lot of these. I don't recommend just going gung-ho all in, as we can see that money flow is coming out of the market and may continue. I mean, we may not have seen the worst of it yet. So for the investors out there, I'm telling you, man, DCA strategy into the coins that you choose to go put in your portfolio. This is the perfect time. It's what the whales are doing. It's what the smarter money's doing. It's what your other YouTubers are doing. It's the way to go. This actually looks like a bottom to me. I'm gonna keep an eye on that. It's like an inverted cat ears. Chicken. Ow. I think we're coming up to this whisker. So interesting. Oh, is that Miss Teen Crypto? So it appeared that Miss Teen Crypto was following me. Right. Closer look, it was just running down my, scammers. To be expected there, but something interesting. Here we go. So they sent me a message and said, hello? And I said, not falling for it. How's your trade going? Still not falling for it. Then I said, post a picture of us together in Miami. Just to mess with them. Well, maybe one of these days the real Miss Teen Crypto will actually follow me, because I actually think she's kind of cool. Don't trust Twitter, man, and do not take any airdrops over on Twitter, man. That's the quickest way to lose your money. I like airdrops, but that ain't how I get them. They kind of fall in your lap, the best ones do anyway. You don't have to chase. Now, on some things like Cosmos Ecosystem, you might have some functions, like on a new DEX, to get to release the coins. That's normal, but you never give out your wallet information, right? You just give never seed phrases or any. I don't know, man. I don't know how they're doing over in X, but somehow they can manipulate some of those wallets, getting access. I guess it's in the permissions. It's something to be careful about. Dog, gauging the situation. Whoops. Let me come over here so I can read. Dog, gauging the situation better to adjust the risk and sit on my. Oh, simply I'm getting a lot of red flag. Is it better to just to de-risk and sit on your hands? I wouldn't go in all heavy on altcoins just now. I just wouldn't. Oops, gosh, what did I just do there, man? I just closed the window that I needed. Come on, baby. As long as Bitcoin dominance is going up, and it is, I mean, altcoins are going to hurt. We just need to look at Bitcoin dominance right now. Here, this is your key. So if we zoom out on this little guy on the weekly, let me get rid of some of these little lines there. We'd always redraw them, I suppose. So we were following it for a long time in this range, right? But as she's starting to go up, I mean, this was actually, you know, some of the best times to actually sell your altcoins. In August, November of last year, go figure. To Bitcoin anyway. But now as the dominance is going up, man, altcoins are just going to continue to suffer. And she looks pretty strong to continue going up. Now, I want you to imagine what happens when an ETF news comes out. Now, it's probably not going to be anytime soon. It sounds actually like it's going to come out. And think about this for a moment. When they do futures ETFs, it's always at the top of the market. BlackRock's involved. You know they'll definitely be pushing for it to go somewhere around the halving. And they do have a time frame there right around the halving. So I would not be surprised if we get lots of bullish input around the halving. As soon as the institutional investors can freely have a way to trade in this, Bitcoin's going to take off more. As soon as they have a safe way to custody it and trade it through their normal brokers over on Wall Street, your pension funds and things like that, I mean, people want Bitcoin. And it will be in demand. It is the digital gold. And we can't say that for all the other altcoins that we got. So it's going to be interesting as we actually get the adoption of Bitcoin that we've been waiting for, well, you know, ever since it came out. It was a dream and it seemed so far off, and then COVID happened, and then suddenly that dream started becoming more and more of a reality, and people started realizing what it really is. But Bitcoin dominance, I mean, the more it goes up, I mean, the less people are interested in altcoins. So what we want is for it to peak, and we think somewhere around 60, maybe a little higher. But wherever it actually reverses, if you're trading, if you have Bitcoin, or even if you want to do it in dollars, you can buy it in dollars, but just track it on dominance. If you start buying heavier into your altcoins right when you start seeing it reverse, and we actually get a leg down, I mean, this was the true altcoin season right there. We've had some little ones, but this was the nice one. This was 2017. This was the best one of all that I don't think we'll ever see an altcoin season like that ever again. We hoped. And then this was DeFi summer. That was pretty good. And then this was what we had in 2021, had that one. And altcoins did good. They didn't do as good as they did in 2017, of course. But we need to get up here, and then have another one of those. That's what we're waiting for. So if you can buy into altcoins, especially at this time, that's when you'll start seeing all the gains. Otherwise, the strategy is to, DCA in for big bags, the ones you want to hold during the bull run. And then your other options are just, trading, swing trades, day trade if you've got the time and the nerve for it, the patience for it. In my experience, day trading has been the less productive and less profitable. Really, you have to really work for those profits. Where swing trades, if you're just a little bit patient, I mean, you get those moves and you can get a bigger position and just, see bigger results. It takes a little while, but you don't have the risk of the market going to get you and you losing everything, getting liquidated, or the more leverage you use, the higher your losses are, and the quicker it drains your account, or the bigger, if you get in too big of a position, even with a smaller leverage, it can do the same thing. It's just a lot riskier to do that. It's not my recommended way to make your wealth in this market. It's not what worked for me last time. This spot. But now some safer things like spot margin, something with 3 to 5%, and you can control your risk there. That's also a good strategy. Let you have a bigger bag. This looks like a big Adam and Eve bottom to me. What will that mean? If this is true, I can't see this playing out. I mean, logically, I can't. That means Bitcoin would have to go back to 2017 status before all these altcoins came into existence, meaning that there would be so much more desire for Bitcoin, because that's a measured move that's just crazy. 112%? What? Impossible. That's curious. Not saying that is, but it resembles a head and shoulders, or an Adam and Eve bottom. It does. Will it play out like that? I don't know, but man, still a double bottom has a measured move that goes way up high. I can't imagine what would get us up there. Unless altcoins, gosh, can you predict something bad happening to altcoins where nobody wants altcoins anymore? I don't know. So I advocate for getting ones that actually have a good use case. At least for your long-term bags anyway. Make sure that, it's got some promise to stick around, do something. Marco says, however, I sense that I have some skin in the game for a reversal. Are you concerned that it's going to go down and drag your portfolio down? If you are, you can de-risk. You need, your first rule should be to protect your capital. Now, some people, if you've been through this rodeo before, you're kind of used to the ups and downs, and it just doesn't bother you anymore. You can see a $40,000 drop, $20,000, whatever. You see a sizable, this goes with percentage. It sucks to see those 20, 30% drops. But if you're hodling and doing DCA, that's just kind of part of that, and that's where your TA and buying on red candles and waiting for those big drops to actually buy in heavier, DCA heavier help. But some of my coins like Sinverse, that's down less than where I was buying it. I remember having a target at 8 cents thinking, yeah. But I've just been steadily building that bag up and lowering my entry price, and it'll be that much easier for it to get back into profit. And that's the way that I kind of approach these during a DCA strategy. And sometimes, like now, I'm not interested in really picking up anything until I see just a juicy price. Like DCR, I mentioned, historically, this is a juicy price. And the lowest it came down to was 614. That's when it first started being recorded here on Binance. And I think it's seen $11 after that. It hadn't really dropped lower than that. Yep. it may retest those areas. If it does, you bet I want to be adding some more of this because I like it. Not a member says, I love crypto even on red days. Not a member. About your Tangent wallet. I got notice. Antonio's here too. I got a message from you and also my rep over at Tangent. So I think she has your information on Antonio. Not a member. I think it's you. No. It was the first person that I sent to her. Oh man, I'm trying to reach out, but there was some missing information that she needed there, and that's why. If you emailed me and wondered why you haven't received anything about your wallet, send that email back to me, and then I can get with her, and we got it. But she did say, I should have had that ready for the stream tonight. Normally it would take about a week, is what she's saying, for it to be shipped, and I think Antonio, I think you're good. And I just glanced at that email today. I'll check back into that, but I'm on top of it, guys. You guys will get your wallet and everything. Tangent's a good company, man. They're solid. They are solid. I love them to death. They've been really, I mean, out of all the sponsors or collaborators, not really a sponsor, affiliates that I work with, man, they've just been awesome. I mean, it's such a good product with a good use case that I can stand behind and believe in. And I like that. I have no problems endorsing Tangent whatsoever. It's a great product. I use it. Got one right here. And this is the version 1.0. I'm supposed to be getting the version 2.0 to try out, and I can't wait to try it. I dropped my Tangent wallet. All right. This hat's getting hot. I'm just saying. Okay, not a member says been in touch with her by being. Okay, cool. Okay, so I can't remember. Oh, is Jorge? No, was it Jorge Satoshi? Jorge, it might be you. Anyway, I'll go over the emails and make sure, and if there's anything that I need, I'll reach out to you guys. I should have all your emails. Marco says, what do you think about El Salvador and their future plans from Bitcoin City? I believe they'll grow tremendously and looks like a great opportunity for investment. I think El Salvador, I think they are set to become a world economic ecosystem. I think they're going to make a big, huge change. They saw all this early, man. I think they're going to be blessed when it comes to the future of crypto. They were smart. They are still smart. The volcano mining, the bonds on man. Nayib Bukele, I salute you, man. I'm not sure what your political affiliation is, but you're doing something good for your people there, and something good for your country, and you're getting away from the oppressors that have been holding you guys down for so long. You made them shake in their boots, and they didn't know how to handle you, and all their predictions that this was just you were going to fail. He knows, and hopefully other countries will keep following suit, and I think they are. But I wouldn't be surprised if El Salvador is like the new Saudi Arabia when it comes to Bitcoin. That's kind of what I see. And even the Saudis want their hand in Bitcoin. Did you know that? They want it. They like it. Strega says he's surfing Etherscan. Don't get lost. Tangent is awesome. El Salvador looked like Blade Runner in 2050. I wouldn't be surprised if it starts looking a little bit more like Dubai over the coming 20 or 30 years. Bukele is incredible. It's looking bright like a next country domestic. Yeah, I 100% support that. I think that. I mean, embracing new technology, especially. I mean, you know, the power's switching. The U.S. is losing it. And, you know, I just think it's a brilliant move. I applaud him. Am I still on DCR? So guys, it is, it's about time for me to end this. If you got any questions you want me to look at, throw them out in the chat real quick. We'll check them out before I sign off here. Basically, just wanted to go over Bitcoin because, I don't know, it's got a lot of people confused. I can see that. But I mean, we saw the signs that we need to come down a little bit. And I'm still not looking for it to be horrible. I mean, but the bigger signs I see, I don't think it's going to be that bad. It may. It can always just dump us back down to 20,000. Possible. There's some things to look for, but right now I got to see what we do on this 50. In any other time frame, we could. Our 100 moving average is still above the 200 so far. Can it stay there? I don't know, man. It's starting to flirt with it, but just watch it and see. If it comes down cheaper, we trade it down and we buy it cheaper. And we say, yay. Because she ain't going to stay at these areas for long, man. But so far, I'm really just looking at this range. Ultimately, I think we are really in a range. I think we're more in a range, more likely to be in trading within this range than we are to do a head and shoulders or bump back down here. And I could be totally wrong. But right now I don't see the evidence to say, hey, yeah, we're definitely going to see 20,000. You know what I'm seeing right here on Market Cipher? I'm seeing a possible crypto face handle and trigger wave here that normally shoots us up. And that's on the weekly time frame. So, I mean, we've got some possibilities here. It's just nothing going to happen fast. It's just going to be painfully slow. In my personal opinion, I think it's just going to be painfully slow. A field day for market makers. Road Dogg should have a meeting in El Salvador after the bull market. That sounds cool to me. I'd love to go down there. Sound fitting riding off into the sunset. I like it. I like that idea. Put that on the back burner. Marco says, I'm bullish on El Salvador. You know, when you see a winner, definitely not in debate. Yeah, I agree. I think they've been all set. I mean, transporting that country, man, they got all the gang members, the MS-13 and all that out, cleaned it up. I mean, the band is doing a great job. Hey, Joe, take some notes. Well, you know, MS-13 had to have someplace to go. El Salvador may be the safe haven. It used to be, you know, it was a third world country, man. It was a dangerous place. It was a really dangerous place. And he's totally transformed it, and it may be a place we have to look at that or Dubai or something if the U.S. doesn't get their act together. They could be setting themselves up for a fall. This whole border security thing kind of has me, you know, concerned, especially considering when you look at our past, what happened around the early of 2000s. Very selective about who came in then, and now it's just, oh, you got a lollipop? We'll let you in. You said please. Why, sure, come on in. I don't know what that is with the fuse on it, but sure, bring it on in. So, I've got really nothing to say, much to say about altcoins because they are mostly down. CKB is up. That's one to possibly look at. Nervo's Network. And we looked at this one before. It's not just a buy zone. We busted out of it. And looking for this thing to go up to $1. 64% return. Ultimately, though, I think she's going to kind of hang around in these areas, do a double bottom, and that double bottom could play out pretty impressively. That's got a big old wick up there, technically, for a measure move. But even just taking the count of the candle body, well, I guess it's back. Oh, that's confluence right there. The 292 is definitely on the table for a longer term move on Neuros Network. So it's showing some strength. Will this one be like the 20x or anything like that? I'm not looking so much for that. Could, I don't know. It's not one that I'm really gung-hoing for a long-term hold. But that's just me. But she is pumping right now. QKC is also against the ETH pair starting to look a little bullish. Maybe, barely, kinda, sorta, smaller time frame. Actually, she is making some ground here against the Ethereum pair. OAX against Bitcoin. Was this my buy zone? Was that a buy zone? It's green. That's normally a buy zone. I got a little buy. Yeah, well, you came down below the 618. Well, that's stop loss city right there. So that trade, because I would have a dang tight stop loss on that one. Take a look at A-Star. Let's see what it's doing right now. Ooh, she got a big old drop. So looking for this area down here, I think we got a measure move. Yeah, that's what that is. Bring us down to 3.9 cents right there. Possibility. She was doing the little parabola thing. So, all right. So when we're talking about Joystream, this is kind of a scenario that we're looking for. This is what the price action can actually look at, because we have the parabolic move right there. Pretend this is Joystream. We're breaking down rising wedge channel. Oh, maybe Caspa 2 could be looking at something similar to this, and then we just kind of start coming down. And if we take Fibonacci, you can see we're coming down to around the 786. We lost this 618, 786, possibly 886. Those are the areas when you pull your fibs from these. You can almost count on a 786, really, from a parabolic move. You can almost count on that. Unless it's just extremely strong and catches around the 618 or somewhere over here. That doesn't happen very often. Usually you will see these two levels get hit and make great places to plan on or trying to add to a bag. So if you're trying to get an 8-star, 3.4 to 3.9 cents, possible. We haven't looked at Pod in a while. It's in my hugely juicy buy zone, which is basically what gets Wick candlestick kind of idea right there, and also I think it's a fib level. Pod's not really doing much of anything now. We did look at it over here, and that was a bearish pattern that freaking went bullish and parabolic. I'm on the daily chart here. So she had her nice little parabolic run out of this bearish pattern here. And it actually hit the measure move. We got 0.011. Early, really early. Was not expecting that. And now we got the wick down, and now we're going to accumulate here in this accumulation zone for Pawn. Also, technically a bullish pattern, finding a partial decline, maybe. Will you drop down, baby? He's still got some potential to slowly work his way down here, in my personal opinion. Marco says, America had its day and empires rise and fall. True. Americans shouldn't be afraid to look to migrate. No, to me, it's starting to be an attractive idea. I don't know if I can talk the rest of my... I'm talking my wife into that or anything, but I would not be opposed. I don't like what I see going on in this country. I don't want to get too heavy into that. I don't like the direction that we're headed. It's a very scary direction. It reminds me a lot of China. And I think there's a reason for that. New opportunity. Things take time, but flip on a dime like the bear market. True. Marco says, pardon me guys, I'm chilling the crap out of El Salvador. No, El Salvador is right on target, in my personal opinion. I like to see somebody who can go in and make change and actually help his people. That's a good leader. I don't know what. Technically, they may be a dictator. I don't know, but if he is, he's a good one. Maybe it'll be the form of government that we're used to, or I don't know. I don't know what it's like there, but I think if you can embody Bitcoin, that you can value freedom in some aspect. I think Bitcoin is the most American thing out there, and America don't have anything to do with it. It represents all the American values, traditional American values, yet current America doesn't want to have anything to do with it, government-wise. To me, that's a telling sign. I think it's a good measuring stick. All right, guys, we covered a lot, and Bitcoin is just going through a pullback, in my opinion. And she wanting to come down, baby. She wanting to come down more. She's still right close to where we were when we started the stream. I'd like to see her get above 150. Looks like we kind of lost this area right here, so that's a problem. So now I'm looking down to 26,542 as a possible point. Retracing that trend line. Looks like she's trying to make it down there. Alright guys, appreciate you for being here. If you can hit that like button on the way out, definitely help this stream reach more people. YouTube didn't really like some of my subjects that I talked about last night, so they're not gonna throw any ads on that one, and that's fine. I'm not going to complain about it. Alright guys, I'll see ya tomorrow night, maybe a surprise one during the daytime, who knows. Appreciate you for being here. Trade carefully. Keep your mind space, keep your head space clean. Think positively, man. Keep God in your life. And you'll make it, baby. You will make it. You'll make that life-changing money. You guys are the real deal in the market right now. You guys know. It's gonna be hard to screw it up. Just be patient. You guys take care. Where's that button? That's not it.
Come on, come here, bud. Come on. You freaky dog. I don't need to analyze. Every word that comes out is a lie. Make it look like it's so.
Next thing you know, we're gonna have a big old alien invasion. Light up the skies. Joe Biden's a lizard lover. He likes lizards. He had a lizard pet when he was growing up as a child. He called it Freddie Mercury.
if you know you're begging for my notice. Promise you're the same.
Good night, everybody.
Running for the meds. Show you like my vibe. That's my candy on my wrist. Bad habits.